G'day everyone, just another quick behind the scenes short for my big flat map. I'll actually release a proper episode of it very shortly. I was just putting in an auto drive course to get back to my farm, and I realised that when I created this field I never actually split it up, so we're going to do that now. Get the angle to hopefully 90 degrees. Oh, got it first go, near enough. Then we will paint a nice ground texture. No, I don't feel sorry for the tractor that probably spent 8 or 9 hours creating this field originally. I would have used course play and about a 9-metre plow, let it run overnight, and when you wake up the next morning it's all ploughed for you, and just slip around the edges, tidy it up, and it's done. Just get rid of some of the field. I think this was about 700 acres, I believe it's set to. So chopping out a little bit of it isn't going to make a difference. And it was planted in grass for the sheep pens back behind where the tractor is. I originally wasn't going to have animals on this map and just use it to try and do some achievements, but like everything I seem to do, it changes and grows as I play more. Might throw some plants in before I put the road through it, just in case I make a mistake. So the map has grown a fair bit since the last short video. I have got a couple of cotton fields ready to harvest. I don't know how they're going to yield. They're fairly small compared to some of the later fields that I've done, but we'll find out pretty soon. I also noticed that the custom spinnery and tailor shop that I put in, that were in one of the short videos previously, are actually fairly high capacity. I'll fix up that little boo-boo. So they should get through the bales of cotton fairly quick. I dare say once I get this rolling and move into the larger fields, they won't have a problem keeping up, and if I find there's too much of a backlog, I'll simply throw in a couple more. So the idea of all this was just to try and get some achievements in FS22. I think I've got all but about 5 now, and I created this map originally to try and get a couple of those last ones. So I don't know what my cotton bale count currently is, but you need 60 for the achievement, which I figure I'll get done fairly quickly. I'd most likely have earned that achievement already, but it seems you can't get them in multiplayer. So this is a nice single player map, and it shouldn't take too long before I get them. There we go, I've got a road through the field, so I'll be able to continue the auto drive path that I've been working on. Also going to try and get 60,000 litres of grape and 60,000 litres of olives harvested. I originally only had a couple of grapevines set up because I wasn't sure of how much yield or anything I'd get off them, since I've never really done grapes before. But you don't get all that much, so I expanded it slightly. But we'll worry about that when I come to harvest them in a main video. So there we go, nice path through the field that was created about a week ago now. And I'll just find where my auto drive path is and join this one up to it. Nice wide turn for the harvesters, not because I just missed the turn totally. I realised I should have been adding in some of these auto drive paths as I was driving tractors around the fields to do them, but in a lot of cases I didn't actually have the pseudo roads put in ready to do it anyway. You can't see the sheep farm anymore, but I think I put in 4 sheep pens, and once I get the first lot of grass off the field to the right there, I'll start to buy a few sheep and get them producing a bit of wool. I think we'll go left. Might take a few episodes before we finish putting all the auto drive paths, but I'll put them in as I need them. It will be 7 months, I believe, the growth stage is for cotton, until some of these fields out here are ready to be harvested, and at that point hopefully I'll have a couple of cotton harvesters going rather than just the one that I currently own. The first few fields are fairly tiny, so they should be right with just the one cotton harvester. I don't expect more than 1 or maybe 2 bales off the field, but as we expand, plant more fields and get into some of these really big fields, we'll most likely need a bit more equipment behind us, or it will drag on for a long time. Yes, time's currently stopped because I was just trying to sort out the last little bits I wanted to do before I actually started the series. 2 other goals that I have in this are hit the horse riding, which I think is about 90 minutes, so we'll do that in bits and pieces, try and take the horsey I've got for a ride every episode. The other one that's not an achievement, but I'm really curious about doing, is setting up a massive, long auto drive track on another map that I was playing with, that I'll probably do a preview on at some stage. I think I got the track up to about 320 kilometres. Yes, kilometres, I'm Aussie, we don't do the miles thing. 320 kilometres before I ran out of space, and it was getting so untidy I couldn't really work out where to put more track. Since this map is 16 kilometres aside, I'm going to do loops around the outside. I figure at 16, 32, 64-ish kilometres per lap, 10 laps will put it in at 640 kilometres, which will be a nice torture track for tractors, or maybe download some other mods, like there's an electric skateboard that somebody's put up now, and there's an old push bike. That'd be pretty funny to see going around the track. Of course, I think their top speed's about 20 kilometres an hour, so I won't be doing a 10-hour video. I very much doubt I'll even do a time lapse as soon as I work out how to. So yeah, I'm new to this stuff. We'll grow, like my title says. We'll grow, develop, maybe get more polished, maybe not. And I've found where my connector point can be. Just ahead is another field that I'm doing. Might just slip over there in a second, see how the tractor's going on. Alright. Yes, I know there's no end point for this. Next time I drive a tractor out there, I'll fill that in. I've slowly been trying to get all the auto drive paths updated. It's taking a lot longer than I expected. I think we're up to about 120 kilometres of road that I've done already, and it's maybe a tenth of the paths around the field. Someone messed up that field, but in a couple of days or months it'll sort itself out, so nothing to see there. Just slip over here and see if I can find where this tractor's up to. Yes, crazy big field. I did start with nice petite fields, but then I got tired of ploughing them myself because they were taking so much time. So I started using the pretty awesome course play mod to just draw in a field, set the plough off. Sometimes it would take 10 to 12 hours to finish it, and then, as I did just before, break up the field, put a path through it, and it's done. I did think there was a tractor working since I got the path outlined, but I can't see it. Knowing my luck, it's going to be way down there. I think this is about 1.5 kilometres long, and I forget, 500 or 600 metres wide. I did try and do the field in one go, but the total area for it was about 800 hectares. And I couldn't generate, or courseplay was taking well over an hour to try and generate the up and down path for it, so I've cut it into 3. The current piece that the plough's working on is the CP3, which is just a measly 240 hectares. The first 2 cotton farms we'll be doing since we're here are 3.7 and 3.3 hectares respectively, so they should be nice and quick to do. Looks like the plough's been working pretty hard because it has done a few passes already. It's back behind us and going away from us. How rude. But that's the latest addition to the insane amount of fields I have. We also spent about 3 hours driving a plough around the very outline of the map, and then went a step further and planted grass in it, so it should look rather pretty next time we advance the month. I'd spin around and just say hello to the plough, and I think that'll be enough for this rather long short. Or at this point, is it? You shouldn't complain, the tractor does, what, 63 kilometres an hour? Some of the smaller ones I have only top out at about 40, but even this seems really slow on this large map. Should be able to see the tractor shortly. If I had to guess, it's the bottom one in the little simple inspector on the lower left corner of the screen. It's got about 5 hours to go before it finishes ploughing the rest of this field. Okay, I did think it would be there, but it appears to be invisible. I have the mod installed that lets you modify the attachment speed. I've set most of them up as 22 kilometres an hour because frankly trying to do this field at 8 kilometres would be totally insane. Okay. Found a nice big John Deere tractor. Pretty sure it's pulling a nice John Deere plough. I'll need to come back and straighten up that edge because it looks like it's had a fair bit of an angle. I've tried to make all the edges of the fields, once they're finished, fairly square, just because I want to. But we're going to leave that there. He'll be hard at work for another 5 hours, although there is another John Deere working. Might go see if we can find that one very quickly. It will be this one. Ah yeah, rolling one of the fields down here. Now I noticed earlier, this is the John Deere 4755. Pretty sure it's a modded one, but it has a problem where the wheel arches or axle, it's actually popping out every time the wheel turns. I don't know if this has been fixed yet or not. I need to check, have a look and see if it's been updated, because I haven't checked for mod updates for a while. It's hard at work just finishing rolling this field that I planted earlier. Yeah, that's going to do it for this short. I do expect the next video I put out will be an actual start to this series. Thanks for watching, catch you all again later.